Hi everyone, Jon Mitchell here, Mayor of New Bedford, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So a couple of events I wanted to talk about this week. One's a proposal, one is a matter of business between us and the federal government. Let's start with that one first. So we were informed by a letter from the regional administrator of the General Services Administration, the GSA, that the GSA, which operates federal facilities around the country, intends to close the Hastings Keith Federal Building downtown. That's not good news. And after getting the letter, we invited them in to explain themselves, and we're joined by staff members of both of our centers, as well as Congressman Keating. The GSA intends to close the building because they don't think it is as efficient as other buildings they have in their portfolio. I strongly disagree, and I wrote a letter to that effect. It is very important that New Bedford have a federal building for lots of reasons. One is that our residents deserve to have access to federal offices, including the Social Security Administration, so that they can deal with their Social Security. Many people here can deal with their Social Security income and benefits, and even just square away their Social Security cards and their numbers. We need access to the Internal Revenue Service as well. That's also housed in the building. And we happen to have, because New Bedford's the largest fishing port in America, we happen to have a decided interest in what NOAA does with our fishing industry. There are many more reasons that we need to have federal services here. But the big thing also is New Bedford's not some remote outpost somewhere. It's a city of some size and a metropolitan area of some size. It needs to have a federal building. And so I've made very clear my strong opposition to closing that building, and we will fight the decision, and I wanted everybody to know that. If you want more detail, take a look at my letter. It'll be up on the city's website as well as on social media, but we're doing everything we can to push back on a decision that I think is just really tone deaf. The federal government, the last thing the federal government should be doing is retrenching to the major metros around America at a time when the federal government's trust in the federal government has waned significantly. Getting further away from the people is not in their interest or anybody's interest. So more to come on that. The second thing I wanted to talk about today is that I have followed through on a promise I made last year to submit to the City Council for consideration a provision that would allow for residents to recall elected officials. So if an elected official has behaved badly, if an elected official has in effect has abused power or done something that is totally unbecoming of the office, there should be a mechanism by which the person can be recalled by voters. It's kind of like an impeachment process at the local level. Most cities have these provisions. New Bedford, though, doesn't, and I believe we should. So I've submitted to the City Council for consideration a provision that would apply to all elected office holders, including the mayor, and to so that look, if at some point in the future this is something that we need to invoke, God forbid we do, but if we have to, it'll be there. So I look forward to that discussion with city councilors in the weeks and days to come. The last thing I just wanted to say is that just a reminder, we have early voting coming up February 24th, right down here at the main library, and of course absentee ballots are available as well. Just want to make sure that everybody has a chance to get out and vote. The presidential primary for Massachusetts is March 5th. I encourage everybody to get out there, of course, for all the reasons that we're familiar with. But just take a few minutes and vote. We've got all this lead time now with early voting to make that happen. It doesn't have to happen just on the day of the election itself. So anyway, that's the last of it. You'll hear more of those same reminders from me in the days ahead. But for now, this has been the Mayor's Weekly Update. We'll see you next week.